to order. Counselor Garvin, did you do our invocation?
Yes, ma'am. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this privilege to come to represent our people. We ask now that you bless each of us and bless each one that's here to represent the tribe. Father, we want to pray for our military personnel all over the world. Pray that you bless them and protect them. Forgive us of our sins. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, Shelley, would you do roll call for us?
Yes, ma'am. Denise Miller.
Here.
Bill England.
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard.
Yeah.
Joe Bird.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Here.
Don Garvin.
Here.
Frankie Hargis. Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan.
Here.
Dick Lay.
Here.
Curtis Snell.
Here.
David Thornton.
Here.
Victoria Vesquez.
Honey.
David Walkingstick.
Honey.
Ryan Warner.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
Okay, you have got copies of both the July 29th PAC committee meeting and the last ENF committee meeting, and I would entertain a motion for their approval. So moved. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving those minutes? Aye. Any opposition? Okay, they're approved. We'll move on to reports, and we've got Sean Slayton.
Good afternoon, Council. As I reported at the council meeting, we had a really good May and an okay June. July is strong on the gaming side. Don't have her consolidated out just yet. That usually comes out at the end of this week, but we anticipate another good month there. So financially, things are rocking along. We are currently finishing up down at Roland. Today they sent me the pictures of the demo of the old casino, so that's progressing. And we're anxious to get that done and fixed up, and the hotel opened probably 1st of December on that. We are wrapping up Oshaleta's punch list. It's been kind of a never-ending deal there, getting these projects wrapped up, especially over at Stillwell, and Jay has kind of hit a little stumbling block with the water issue that's up there. And we could have patched that up and put some pumps in there and gone on, but we decided just to try to identify what's causing the problem. There are 2 or 3 potential issues, one being just an underground water source that, because of the drought and when the tests were done, was missed. The other is, we've heard there may be a leak on one of the city lines that's near that may be contributing to it, not causing it, but contributing to it. But the worst thing we thought we could do is just put a Band-Aid on it and paint it out and put the carpet in there and let everybody go and then fix it in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 10 years, whenever. So ask your indulgence for another 2 or 3 months on that, and we're going to try to get it right. Other than that, I think we're, as a company, doing good. We've got a lot of plans upcoming, and we'll be sharing those with you in the near future, and things are looking good. I'll entertain any questions that you might have.
Counselor Buzzard?
And I agree with you, Sean. I know I've had a lot of people call me about the health center there in Jay, and I did my best to try to explain that we didn't want to go in there and put the flooring in, and 6 months later then it's coming up. So, and they understand, but we have a clinic now, so it's not like we don't have a clinic. So I appreciate the fact that CRC is doing what they're doing and trying to find the problem without moving forward. I'm saying, although you understand, there's some things I wish we get done. I understand why we don't get done. So that's one good thing about being in construction and knowing something about soils. You know, it's a little difficult to find sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the fact that they're trying to do it right, so we get it done right, and we open the clinic up.
Well, thank you. I know everybody's disappointed,
Yeah.
and we are too, but you run into those problems and you have to decide what are you going to do. You're going to fake it or make it right. we decided to make it right.
I appreciate that. The other thing is the laundromat in Jay.
Yes, sir.
I wish, I noticed they did the expansion on it, it really, whoever did it did a really excellent job. I mean, give them my congratulations, because it looked really nice. But I wish we would go ahead and check on that property that's directly behind it.
Okay, you told me about that.
I'd like to see us expand that more, even though we're probably not making any money there, but
No.
at least it creates a job. We're in an area there that we just don't have any. The clinic is probably a major part of the Cherokee Nation. Certainly. Take a more look at that. Laundry. One other question is, can you share anything with the road property over there, or is it at a point of where we don't share anything right now?
Well, we are making plans to build a nice casino there. It's working its way through the approval process with the BIA and everything. We've got an architect engaged, seen the first couple of renderings. We're at a decision point whether to build something temporary.
I'd like to comment on that right now.
When we got the estimates, it wasn't that much more to do a Fort Gibson type project, and so we decided to go with that. And they're now drawing those plans. And once we get those, we'll go to our board for approval and see if the project's approved. That market, we really don't know what to expect from it. We have a good idea with our business cases that we've done, but it is a seasonal market, a lot driven by the lake traffic. So we're going to be careful with that, but I think we're going to have something nice there.
Okay. The other thing, and I think you said exactly what I was thinking about that marketplace there, because it is a seasonal market with Shangri-La there, or the old Shangri-La.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the hotel. Is there any plan, have you looked at the hotel?
We have a three-phased plan. The
Okay.
first one is for the casino. The second one is for a hotel, small hotel there if the market supports it. And then third might be something else on that property.
And just a little bit more, I've had a lot of people ask, the commissioners ask me about the roads and stuff, and I give him Kevin's number to contact him. And so he's willing to work with us there. I've talked to him several times, and then the other, it's rich people over there that frequent Shangri-La. So that would be, I'm glad to hear that we're building more than a market. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Counselor Garvin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sean, we have a lot of new members here, and we got district meetings coming up, community meetings. Who's the contact person with CNB or as far as door prices?
As far as door
Still
price,
Gina?
you're probably looking at him. Are you saying you want some?
Yes.
Okay. We do from time to time have some of those available, some packets, if you will, and I'll get with Molly and see what we've got.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, ma'am.
I assume, is that for everyone?
Yes, sure. Fix us all up.
All right.
Counselor Thornton?
Yes, Sean, the rolling facility down there,
Yes, sir.
when you get that old casino cleared away and the hotel cleared away, it's gonna really look nice in there.
Thank you.
And what I was really wondering about is the new sign putting up on I-40.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all have any permission to take any of those trees out down east of there?
We have been working with ODOT on that, and ODOT has given us, as I understand it, ODOT has given us permission to remove those trees along that right-of-way, subject to whoever owns the property not objecting. And we're trying to work, there are two property owners there. One, I think we've talked to, the other we may not have convinced yet. But I think those are being worked on.
Is it the one that's got all the junk there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks good. It's gonna be nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to remind everybody that that was not an incremental casino decision where it brought in a lot of incremental revenue. We were at end of life with that building, and either gonna have to plow a lot more money back into that building or build something to meet the market. So we still have 4 years left on the compact where we're at a low tax rate. We decided to go ahead and replace that existing building and help use some of that compact money that is at a low tax rate to build it. And so you won't see a lot of incremental revenue at first from that project on the bottom line. But as we tear down the old one, get that opened up, get the hotel there, we feel like we'll be able to capture more of that I-40 market.
Well, that design on that building is fabulous.
Thank you.
It's really nice. I really like it. I like the entrance. You can walk in that entrance and you can see every place in there that's going on. You can pick out the buffet, of course, that's the first thing I picked out. And you can see the stage for the band and just everything. You just pick it all out. And it's really nice. It's beautiful. Y'all need to visit it.
That was a collaborative effort on a lot of people's part.
Yeah.
And we still have room there off to the side to create some other attractions too, so.
Well, I appreciate the way that you all put it together because it just came together, you know, beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Counselor Walkenstick?
Sean, my question is are you the guy that's approached about getting hot dogs for community meetings?
We do some hot dogs. We've got some hot dogs and we do. Yeah.
Back to the gaming commission, have they been visiting with you on the mix and ticks as far
I
as?
believe those discussions have been taking place or are planned. I know they had a meeting last Friday. I'm not sure what the subject was.
Okay, who's meeting with them
Bob Huffman,
from the CMB side?
Dina Guide, Bear Christensen, and I'm not sure if Mark has been in those yet or not, but
So you guys are meeting?
we are meeting. They met Friday,
Is that
and
the first meeting?
I don't know.
I'd like to know if you can tell me that offline or whatever.
Sure.
How many times you guys have meeting? My other question is when's the construction going to be finished up in Tahlequah, the casino, or the construction going on in Tahlequah? What's a bunch of people's asking me on the dates on that.
Yeah. Well, that is a multi-function property, and it'll have a little bit of everything in it, and I can't give
What's
you.
the first phase? Is it the shopping mart, or the shopping part, or the casino?
First phase that will be completed is some retail. I don't know if I'm at liberty to announce
Yeah,
what's there yet, but we do have at least 2, if not 3, signed up to go there.
Okay.
Phase 2 of that is for the new casino and hotel that will be on the northeast corner of the property. We've, I believe the RFP for the architect went out last week or is going out this week.
Okay.
So
What's the timeline on the retail? Year?
no, I think you'll see something there, I believe, in May or June. Well, about a year.
About a year.
And you may see something sooner.
Then the casino, 2 years, 3 years?
Casino would probably be a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Chair.
And I have a question about the Roland property as well. I was there last week, and I understand that the hotel is currently closed.
Yes, ma'am.
There's just not gonna be a hotel there until we open the new one, or are you gonna do a soft opening where a few floors are open, or what is the plan there?
We'll probably just wait and open it all together.
Okay,
Shouldn't be that far apart.
That
on
far out.
2 and 7, yeah.
okay, very good. Counselor Lay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The punch list at Ocean Labor,
Yes, sir.
is the air conditioner on that list?
Yes, sir. That was, I understood that was the major piece of it, where it was rattling, you couldn't hear yourself think, and all of that.
Was it not built correctly to start with? Or-
I think you're correct in that. I think something got overlooked in the design.
Are we gonna call them back to fix it, make amends, whatever?
My understanding was they were already doing that. And if they haven't, I thought that was done 3 weeks ago.
They come back, look, run around, go home. Complaints, come back, look, run around, go home. Yada, yada, yada. Back and forth. It's my understanding they're gonna have to go up in there and take something apart and replace insulation and panels and bellows. And somebody's not making them do it. So who is that somebody?
I'll have to find out, because my understanding was, Dick, they were back up there and they had done a lot of what you were talking about. And in fact, that's the same design that's over at J, and so we asked them to make sure that it didn't have the same problems, and sure enough it did, but we were far enough not along that we could correct it, so.
Maintenance is mopping up a lot of water, the condensation that comes out of that where it's not insulated in the ducting. We're getting it down now on the sheetrock. That's gonna have to be replaced. If somebody is not coming forward in meetings and letting you know these things, I think it's time we fix it.
I agree with that, I appreciate you letting me know. In
Thank you.
fact, when you see that, I think it's at a point now that when you see that, if you wouldn't mind shooting me a text or calling me, it'll get right to me.
Well, and I know you know, there's a pyramid here. And a lot of your people have had my emails and my calls, but we keep going through this yada yada stuff. And it's been there long enough, we shouldn't have to be going through that back and forth and back and forth. Somebody needs to
Change.
take the bull by the horns.
I hear you, thank you.
Thank you.
Counselor Thornton?
Yes, Sean, we had these new council people here and some of the old ones. Council people that maybe want to play machines or do something in the casinos for Cherokee casinos,
Yes, sir.
can they or can't they, or what can they do?
Well, I wish you hadn't asked me that question, because it's, if I told you, I would be guessing.
Is there anything in writing?
Yes, and I'll get that,
Get that.
get that to, how about if I get it to Joe and let him distribute
Either
that?
him or secretary.
Yeah.
She can put it on.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
Anybody else with a question for Mr. Slayton? Yes, Counselor Garvin?
Sean, as you well know, there's lots of casinos on Highway 40, I-40. And as you come out of Arkansas, you get to rolling pretty quick.
Right.
Do we have signs in Arkansas coming across on I-40?
We have a few, we don't have enough, and part of that is just the availability of those signs. We have let the sign companies know that when somebody ends their contract, that we would be interested in looking at doing that.
I think it's very important you advertise. And I used to travel that road to St. Louis, and they had signs about see the mule.
Mhm.
And you go another 10 miles, and it said, be sure and stop at the mule, on and on and on.
Right.
Kind of brainwashed me, so we stopped at the mule. But coming out of Arkansas, it looked like we need to advertise.
Well, we've got 40 acres there, maybe we can put a couple of mules in there.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Round two, Harley Buzzard.
Yes, just a follow-up question, John, on the outlet mall there, where are we now?
Okay,
Is
we've
it
signed.
still on, is it still a go?
Yes, sir, we're still working hard on that. 2 weeks ago, we signed our lease. We've been negotiating that for several months with the developer, and it's contingent upon, certain triggers. So, without saying a whole lot, competitor has kind of gone quiet in that market. They made an announcement that they were not interested in Turkey Mountain anymore, and it's been very quiet since then from them. So we're not sure how to read that. We hope that means they've lost interest in Tulsa. Our developer, once he got the lease, he was, really proud of that, showing the retailers, and so that's, the ball is really in his court now.
So we didn't lease it, we have leased it.
We have leased that, we have signed a lease that says we're working towards a development thing, but it's got triggers if he doesn't do this or that in a certain period of time.
And when will the trigger be that you start looking at moving the golf course?
Only when he has demonstrated that they are ready to start construction.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions for Sean? Okay, thank you. Keep
Thank
up the good
you.
work. I'll have our treasurer come back.
Thank you. Good afternoon again. So as many of you have on your desks in front of you, the budget from administration has been delivered to tribal council. So those are the two bottom white books on your table. Of course, the black book is Jody Reese's review of that budget. And so we're looking forward to budget hearings on August 31st. And if you have any questions or concerns for me in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions for you. With that said, we're just still working on year end. We have a 9/30 fiscal year end, so we have both internal and external auditors on site working at helping us get ready for year end, and looking forward to another good audit. With that all, I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.
Yes, everybody's good, Lacey. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
All right, next up is Miss Diane Kelly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon and congratulations all to the newly elected council members, Councilman Lay, Councilman Walking Stick, Hatfield, Anglin, Warner, Jordan, Austin, and Crenton. Welcome, and on behalf of Career Services, Talking Leaves Job Corps, and our Tribal Employment Rights Office, we look forward to working with each and every one of you, and look forward to working with you for the benefit and well-being of all of our tribal members. Sean talked to you a little bit about some of the construction projects. One of the things that we have done in the past is through the Taro office, we've actually gone out and done the construction fairs to get some of the contractors to look at some of the local people in the area, especially if they're in a specific area, so that they would hire and look at some of the subs from those areas. We've done several construction fairs in the area, and whenever we're doing construction, that's one of the ways that we get a lot of our tribal members' jobs. Two of the Taro guys that are here with me today is John Smith, who is our interim Taro director. John, stand up, let them know who you are. And Willard Bounce, who is the office administrator for Taro. And they're located up across from the water tower, up at Sequoia. Our office, the Taro office, is located up there. So if you're not familiar with Taro, I'm sure that you will be. It is a law, and we operate by that law when we certify the Indian-owned businesses throughout the Cherokee Nation. We are the largest tribal employment rights office in the United States. We have over I think around 800 or so Indian-owned businesses, and they're not just here in 14 counties. They go all the way out to California, some up to New York. Most of them are in the area. Most of the people get certified as an Indian-owned business, not so much to do business with Cherokee Nation. They're interested in being a minority or a woman-owned business so that they can look at federal contracts or look at other things or other ways of business. So we don't necessarily get everybody that comes through wanting to do business with Cherokee Nation, although a lot of the businesses feel like that if they get Taro certified, that guarantees them an in to do business with Cherokee Nation, and that they're guaranteed an opportunity to bid on things, and that is not necessarily so. They have to be able to do bonding, and we will set up a time to go over the Taro law and go over all that with you at another time, but it won't be tomorrow. Because I only have 15 minutes tomorrow. The orientation Secretary of State asked that we give this out, and Gail said to make sure that you understood that it's in the council office, not the council chambers. So if you got one that says council chambers, it should say council office. Secretary had asked me to work with Gail on this, and my staff were back there putting those notebooks together. All the executive directors were putting information together, and we were also putting it on a flash drive. The flash drives probably will not be ready today. We're hoping to get the notebooks to you so that you'll have them and you can look at them tonight and make notes for the presentations tomorrow. So looking forward to that. I know that the administration is, as well as all the executive directors. And after this is all done and you guys have your trip to North Carolina, Secretary of State will get with the speaker and we'll get things lined out for the tours. All these departments are really looking forward to meeting everybody. It's a golden opportunity for them to see your interest, and they like to showcase their areas. And I told Gail, I said, it'll cut back on your budget as the council budget for them to provide some of the meals for you during the next 2 or 3 months. So they're looking forward to that. This Friday is the Job Corps graduation at Talking Leaves. They have over 160 students that are scheduled to graduate. We don't know that all of them will show up because a lot of them have already gone on to other jobs after they graduated. We have the Macy's Job Fair that's coming up on the 25th of this month, and staff have been working hard on that, and we've been working very closely with the Macy's corporate office out of New York. Cherokee National Holiday Parade is September the 5th, and I would encourage all of you new council members to contact your constituents, communities that you work with, to showcase their communities and what they're doing. Several of the council members have invited some of their police departments. They bring down their police cars. They sometimes will have a float with various community members from different areas, and we want to really have a good parade, and we want you to showcase your area. And then we also have open house that's scheduled that same day here at the complex, and we will have some of the businesses that are looking for employment here also trying to recruit, because they know that there will be a lot of people come through the building during that day. We are open to do any kind of job fair for our Cherokee Nation businesses. We have one scheduled September the 2nd for the Hard Rock. We work very closely with Vivian Phillips and Bob Thomas in Sean Slayton's shop. Vivian and Bob and I meet monthly, and when there is an area that they need assistance with, whether it be Roland, West Salem Springs, Will Rogers, or even the casinos here in Fort Gibson, we are always there to help provide a job fair and help do the recruitment for them. So we work very closely with Sean and his staff. And tomorrow you're going to hear about career services and all the various things that we do, and you'll see our org chart, as I think Councilman Harley Buzzard asked about that. There will be org charts in that book. We have George Roach, who is our vocational director. I think it was David Walkingstick asked if he could have one of the intern shirts. So we have bags over here, these blue bags, and there is the maroon intern shirt, and I think we got the sizes from Gail. If we got the sizes wrong for you new council members, we apologize. We do have some more, and we will get you the right size. They're real nice maroon shirts with white, and if David's walking stick doesn't ask for it, usually Joe Berg will. One of the two guys from Cherokee County, they'll say, well, we like that shirt. And I'm going to tell you something. David Walkingstick is our best public relations. He wears our shirt for us. He's even been on television with our shirt on. And we just appreciate that so much.
That's why I quit wearing mine so much.
And then our tarot guys, John will stand up back here. He's got some that he's going to give you tomorrow. You will get those tomorrow.
I like those.
So it's part of the orientation. So
Nice.
we're giving these out to all of our tarot vendors at our tarot vendor fair and our tarot banquet on November the 19th.
What's that
So-
date? The date, what'd you say?
November the 19th is the tarot vendor fair and tarot banquet. And you will all get invitations for that. And some of you all will even be on the agenda, so look forward to that. We'll just leave those over there. They have your names on them, so you can pick them up when you get ready to leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, Anna, you're up.
Good
Good afternoon.
Congratulations to the newly elected and re-elected council members. I look forward to working with you, and you'll find soon that I always end up having to follow Diane, and we do a lot of projects together, and I'm the quiet one, so. You do have a copy of the Commerce Report right now. We're busy on the holiday. I think all of you got today the hot off the press, the holiday schedule and map, so. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about my report.
Does anybody have any questions for Anna? The only question that you had given a loan to somebody wanting to start a welding business. Is there any chance that was one of our welding school graduates?
You know, I'm not sure, but I can check.
I was just curious. I thought that would be really neat, you know, to train them and then kickstart their business and everything. So, okay, Counselor Buzzard.
Yeah. Anna, do you anticipate almost zero in your accounts out at the end of the year for loan?
Zero,
Are you gonna get close? I've noticed you got several thousand left in the loan, but you got some that's coming up to bid on.
we have some that are coming up.
Okay.
We don't receive new appropriations on an annual basis for lending. We revolve those
So
loan
these
funds.
are carryover.
Those are
Okay.
carryover,
Okay, I
and
didn't realize that.
and these are what we have to work with
Okay.
going forward. We have one grant that is pending right now. I'm not sure if it'll be approved or not, and it's $1 million CDFI. If we get that, it'll come back in and go into the commercial lending account.
So these are revolving. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Anybody else? Okay,
Thank
that was
you.
quick. Okay, we're going to move on to our consent items, and we do have our fellows from the Tarot office back there. You've looked over the list we have. Do you think it is accurate?
Good afternoon, everybody. We have provided you with a copy of the report, and just take any questions that you have on it.
I make a motion to be approved.
Say,
Okay, all those in favor of approving the Tarot list, say aye. Any opposition? I did want to make a comment about your office. I had a question Friday afternoon, and I had directed it to Willard. He was out for the afternoon, but somebody was checking his email and got back with me with just the information that he was out, and I appreciated that because we have constituents waiting on us, wanting an answer, and sometimes we think that you guys are just putting us off. So I do appreciate the departments that have people checking the email of the people that are out.
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have a good team up there, and we all work together real well. And if there's something that, if we're not there for some reason or at a job site, everybody knows where we're at. So,
Yep.
and they can follow up on a lot of the stuff. I make sure that we all communicate. We have our weekly meetings, and everybody knows where everybody's at.
Awesome. Well, that's good for us, I'll tell you that. So we appreciate you. Okay, if nobody has any more questions for John, we'll let him go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we do not have any new consent item forms on our desk, so I'm assuming the cemetery restoration list in our book is correct, Jody?
Yes.
So I would entertain a motion to approve that list.
Motion second.
Can I have a second? Okay, I have a motion and a second on the cemetery list. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Okay, community assistance is also in our books. Anybody have anything to add to that?
Motion to be approved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve community assistance. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Okay, you have the law enforcement request in your book.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second on law enforcement. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Okay. Roads are also in your book.
And I do have an addition to make on the roads that
Okay.
came in, for Counselor Jordan, Gazaway Road on the motor vehicle tax for $79,980. And also for Councilor Jordan, the City of Hobart Park Road for $30,000, and that'll be split with $10,530 for motor fuel tax and $19,470 for the bridge fund.
Okay. So with Counselor Jordan's changes, I would entertain a motion to approve the roads list.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second on the roads. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay, the sports team applications.
Chairman, I did want to note that I did change the names on some of the reports on the roads for the new council members, and I noticed earlier that some of them didn't get changed, but I'll get that corrected, so. Correct district still, but,
Okay, do we have sports teams in here, or were there no additions?
I think,
Is there a list, Jody?
It's on page 33.
33.
was there not one?
Yes, it is. No, livestock is on 33.
No additions.
Okay, there must be no additions on that. So let's go on to livestock, which is
Yes.
on page 33. Looks like just one addition there.
Need a motion?
Could I have a motion on the livestock?
Livestock be approved.
And I got a motion and a second on the livestock. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay. We don't have any old business, so we will take up our new business, this act amending the budget. Did you read that one?
This is an act amending legislation, Act 2514, authorizing a comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 15, Mod 12, and declaring an emergency. I'd like to put that in form of a motion.
Second.
And we need to be sure that we're looking at Mod 12A. We handed out one. That's the one we're gonna be working.
Is there, is that the wrong one, Chairwoman?
The one that was
It's a
handed out?
separate one that just handed out.
It's Mod 12A instead of 12.
Did you get that?
Or do we need to do both? Okay, that's fine.
12A.
It's 12, you need to approve 12.
Okay, this is 12A.
Okay. And did you make a motion? Can we have a second?
She's,
Me.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second on this modification request. Jody, real quick, would you just do a synopsis
Yeah,
on
it's,
that
it's
for us,
actually, the change from 12 to 12A is taking one of the budgets out that the administration decided didn't need to be in there. There's only two budgets this month, getting close to year end. If you remember a couple months ago, they moved money from the day training program over to the summer youth program to make sure the summer youth program had funding. And now they're just moving the money back out of summer youth back over to the day training program so it can be spent.
So that is actually a zero
Yeah, it's a
effect on the
zero.
budget.
It's just taking funding from one and moving it over to the other one. So it's actually a zero net, but still need to have approval to move the money from one to the other.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second on that modification. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that modification carries. Are there any announcements?
Yes, Councilor Garvin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Counselor Garvin, I didn't look up. Yes, sir.
We're gonna be having lots of district meetings over in Fortune County area.
No.
And we don't want a conflict with the staff or the chief or anyone else. And we've picked one out, and we'd like for you to kind of respect that. On October the 27th, try to stay away from that date on your schedule when you do schedule. But we've already cleared it with the chief, so we'll have a community meeting on the October the 27th, it's on a Tuesday night. So the staff, everybody, they do a lot of hard work and they can't go every place, you know, on the same night. So just remember October 27th, Muskogee Three Rivers.
And for the new ones, if you will clear that through Gail, she can be very helpful with you on kind of working those things out so that there's enough staff to go around, everybody has a good
Speaker
meeting.
Bird can help too.
Okay, are there any other announcements? Yes, sir?
Maybe I'm thinking something. Were we gonna be needing some more money over in education? Seemed like we discussed that last executive meeting, or finance meeting. We didn't have enough dollars in the educational scholarship funds.
Oh, yeah, that's right. ain't it?
Jody can address that.
I remember
It's
Councilman Watkins did.
660.
600, yeah.
I think there was some discussion on that, but those applications were late, so they're still addressing.
Oh, okay.
There was some discussion today whether to add it or not, and the decision was made not to add it, so.
Okay, 'cause I remembered something about there were a certain amount of scholarships that we didn't have enough dollars in there for, so. Okay. All right.
We're actually funding close to 3,900 students. Okay, and we're taking the ones that got their applications in on time and above and beyond that. Now, there were some that's probably not on time, and it's hard to justify that, so I think we're taking care of more than we ever had this score. Okay, thank you.
And that's, isn't the total in excess of $7.5 million on scholarships?
Almost 13 million.
12.9 for just this, yeah, okay. So, it's up there. Any other announcements? Yes, Diane?
Madam Chair, these books are the orientation booklets for tomorrow. And Human Services brought some stuff in at the last minute. We didn't realize it, but they have names on them. So if you've got one that has another council member's name on it, you might want to trade it with them. We had no idea that they put names on them. And we just got these just a few minutes ago. So, we apologize.
Okay, so we'll do the big swap here in just a minute. But wait a minute, before we do that, can we go ahead and take a motion? Counselor Walking Stick, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a second? Second. Okay, motion and a second, all those in favor of adjournment? We are adjourned. Anybody opposed?